In order to install AWS CLI, we can search for Install AWS CLI in Google. Click on this link which appears first from Amazon website. Here all the required documentation is provided. If I scroll down, we have three specific sections for three different operating systems. Clicking on the Windows, the first point here provides the link to download the MSI file. Clicking on it, going to the folder, this is the MSI file. Double click on this, click next, accept the license agreement, click next again. It is showing the default location, keeping it as is. Next, click install. Once this installation is complete, I'll resume the recording. The AWS CLI installation is complete. Click finish. Open a command line window. If the AWS CLI is installed properly, if you type AWS, it would recognize. Let me check. Yes, it does. Let me just check the AWS version. So AWS CLI is installed successfully. Now we need to configure this with our AWS account. In my case, I have an existing account. I have the account key and the account secret key. So I'm going to configure my AWS CLI with the account credentials. Let me clear the screen. Type AWS configure. I need to provide the access key ID. Provided the access key ID, press enter. Need to provide the secret access key. Provided that as well. I'm just hiding the credentials for security purpose. Pressing enter. Default region name, in my case, I'm providing US East 1. Pressing enter. By default, the default output format is JSON. I want to keep that as is. Pressing enter. Now our AWS CLI is configured. Additionally, we can just test the configuration whether it is working correctly or not. We can execute this particular command, AWS STS get-caller-identity. After the command is executed, we can see the response which contains user ID, account and the ARN. At the end of the ARN, the user name is also provided. So our configuration is working fine. In order to install AWS SAM CLI, the prerequisite is you should have AWS CLI installed and configured. As a next step, we are going to download and install AWS SAM CLI as well. Let's search this. Click on the link that is appearing in the search result. So here all the required steps are mentioned. And if I scroll down, you can see the prerequisites like you need to have an account, the IAM user should be created, access key, secret access key should be provided, AWS CLI should be installed, and the AWS credentials should be configured. That's exactly what we did. Now scrolling down, similarly, we have three options: Linux, Mac, and Windows. I'm going to click on Windows. This is the download link for the AWS SAM CLI. Clicking on this, download completed. This is the CLI. Double clicking on this SAM CLI, click next. Accept the license agreement, next. Keeping the location as is, next. Click install. This installation would take a while. Once it is complete, I'll resume the recording. Now the AWS SAM CLI installation is complete. Click finish. We need to open one new command line. If AWS SAM CLI is installed properly, if I type SAM -- version, we should get the SAM version. I can see it is printing the SAM CLI version 1.132.0. So we have installed AWS CLI as well as AWS SAM CLI together. Now, one important note here, although we have installed both of them successfully, in certain cases, even after installation, if you type AWS or if you type SAM, it may happen window is not recognizing them properly. The scenarios where even after the installation, the command is not recognized, at times restarting the Explorer helps. I did not face this issue this time, but I have faced this issue earlier. That's why I am mentioning this. Let me type the command for you as well, so that if you face such issue, you can use it. If required, you can restart the Explorer from here, from Task Manager, or from command prompt. You can use this taskkill /f/im explorer.exe. It would terminate the Explorer. Then you can use start explorer.exe. So it would restart your Explorer, and then you can try AWS command or SAM command In certain scenarios, this may be helpful.